and wait for it to record, start recording. And if any of y'all watch the enrollment, we're looking for Richie. We're looking for Richie, Spear, and Thompson. All right. So first of all, I want to go over 6.1. I just want to make sure everybody understands. In 6.1, they basically want us to know a polynomial distribution. They want us to check it and make sure that all the probabilities fall between 0 and 1. And they want us to make sure that the summation of all the probabilities is equal to 1. They also want us to find the mean, which is the summation of x times p of x. And they want us to find the standard deviation, which is equal to the summation of x squared times p of x minus mu squared. That's 6.1. 6.2 is a continuation of this, especially the mean and the standard deviation. And they also want us to be able to do binomial PDF, which means precise, which means right on the point, and binomial CDF, which means cumulative, which means less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. They also want us to be able to find the mean and the standard deviation by 6.1. And they want us to be able to find the mean and the standard deviation by just doing it in our heads, by just doing n times p and the square root of npq. So that is basically what they're wanting us to do in 6.1 and 6.2. I'm going to leave that up a couple of seconds. Now, some of the homework problems, I know that there's 2 or 3 homework problems in 6.2 that does all of this, okay? And I want you to mark them in your notes because they basically, if you can do those 2 problems, you can do 6.1 and 6.2, okay? And I'll show you those when we get to them. All right, so I'm going to leave that up a couple of seconds. And nobody else has come in. I'm just making sure that Richie has come in. So Richie has come in. Richie has come in. What about Spear and Thompson? Nope, they haven't come in yet. So we'll keep watching that. All right, so here's our first question. 6.2, 46/14. 6.2, 46/14. 6.2, 46/14. And I can tell you right now, after I did the 6.2 questions this morning for Math 110, 120, 10, I basically did y'all's homework. Because I did number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 13, 14, 15. So when I get through with this 6.2 homework questions, I have done your homework for you. So I don't want to hear any complaining. All right. So here's the first question. According to the report, now watch what I do when I do this question. Is everybody with me? Watch what I do when I do this question. Well, if I could get my screen right. Read the question. This is 6.2. Watch what I do. According to a report, 69.4%, P is equal to 0.694. Therefore, Q is equal to, somebody tell me what Q is equal to. 0.30 what? 306. That's the complement. And no, I'm not going to tell you how I got that because we've been talking about the complement ever since. I'm going to do like I did the 12010 this morning. We've been doing the complement ever since the beginning of the class. So y'all should know how I got 0.306. All right. Are murdered by people with a firearm. Now, why did I put people in there? Because guns do not grow legs and go out and shoot people.
People kill people. Guns don't kill people.
So this is some of your Kool-Aid right here. All right. According to a report, 69.4% of murders are committed with people carrying firearms, or not carrying firearms, using firearms. If 300 murders, if 300 murders are reported, how many are committed with people using firearms? Well, what do we have here? Somebody tell me what I have right
here. The population is N.
N and what?
Probability.
Well, what's that letter?
P.
What do they tell us to use in 6.2?
N times P.
There we go. So this is a type question, and this is a test question. So A, mu, is equal to N times P, 300 times 0.694. And take my handy dandy calculator. $300 times 0.694. I got 208. Now, why did I not say 208.2? Because we're in chapter 6. In chapter 6, I'm going to write this in red. In chapter 6, there are no 20.5 people or 3.6 households or 7.5 cars or 6.2 flips of a coin. What did I tell y'all the first day we started chapter 6? Everything as far as events are what kind of numbers? Not fractions and decimals, but what?
Whole numbers.
Whole numbers. Now, I'm not talking about probability. I'm talking about the events. So if I'm in chapter 6 and they ask me for a head count, unless the directions specify, you're going to change it into a whole number. But since they're asking for the mean here, they might want a decimal. I don't know. So let's see. 208. 208 people used firearms to kill somebody. Okay? Now, look at here. That's also, somebody tell me what that also is. What did I put right here?
Mu.
Mu. That's called the what?
Mean.
That's called the mean. What goes with the mean? All semester, what goes with the mean? What other number goes with the mean?
Variance.
No, close.
Is it standard deviation?
Standard deviation. So omega
Would have had class
is
the other
equal
night.
to, you almost had it, 208 times 0.306.
Oh boy.
Now, a lot of people said, no, don't do that. What does 6.2 say? NP what?
F.
That looks like an F.
I
Come on now. NPQ. What is NP? We just said NP was what? 200 and what? 8. So that goes right there. Okay, so somebody, I'm gonna take the calculator, and I'm going to say 208 times 0.306, and then I'm going to raise that to the what power? How do you take the square root with a power? To the what power?
0.5.
0.5. Good job.
105.
To the 0.5.
That's what I did.
And the standard deviation is equal to 8.
8. Okay.
Go ahead and calculate it again to make sure you got it.
I'm just going. This is going to confuse the shit out of me because we didn't have class the other night. So even though if I watch the videos, we just jump. It just confuses me.
Okay, show me where you're confused. Let's go
It
back
don't matter.
there.
It don't matter. I'll just have to go back and watch the video.
No, show me where you're confused.
I mean, as far as having to work the problems, I mean, you know, I'm just so used to being able to start from one end and go to the other, and it's really confusing me.
Well, let me go back here. Hold on. Don't get.
Don't
Yeah.
hold up class on the sake of me.
No,
I'll go back
not,
and
'cause
watch it.
No, I had these same questions this morning. Okay? So let's look at the question. What have I told y'all since the beginning is a percentage? What is that? A percentage is another way to write probability. So what is 69.4 as a decimal?
Point
0.694. You move the decimal 2 places to the what? 2 places to the what?
Right.
To the left.
Left.
All right, so from the first sentence, right here, I got 0.694.
And how do you know to move the decimal?
Okay, let me go back. If I have a percent, 10.6%, I can't use percent. Percent cannot be used in a calculation. Okay, so whenever I'm given a percent, I have to change it to a what?
Decimal.
A decimal. Okay. So I have to move the decimal. When I divide by 100, that's what percent means. So 10.6 divided by 100, that means that right there. And when you divide by 100 or 1,000, you count the zeros and you move the decimal what?
2 places to the left.
2 places to the left. So 10.6% comes out to be 0.106. So we were given 69.4%. That is worthless to us. So we change it to what? 0.694. Now, what is the complement? Somebody tell me what the definition of the complement is. And I've been saying it all semester, so I've got how many people in here? I've got 9 people. 9 people should be telling me what the complement is.
Hell, don't ask me. I can't remember what I ate for breakfast.
What is the complement?
What you add to the number you already have to equal 1.
To equal 1. What makes up the whole? Now, I know y'all have heard me say that. The complement is what makes up the whole. And what is the whole in probability? 1.
One.
So if this is 0.694, then you subtract that from 1, and that gives you 0.306.
You subtract 6. What did you
0.6
subtract?
You subtract 0.694 from 1.
Okay.
So take your handy dandy calculator. 1 minus 0.694. Oops. 0.694. 0.306. And now I have, sorry, and A gives us this. So in 6.2, there's what we're going to be using right there. Oops, I'm sorry. In 6.2, that's what we're going to be using. So I take N times P and I plug it in because these are what? Plug and what?
Plug and chug.
Plug and chug. N is 300 and P is 0.694. And that equals 208. And then 208, that's N times P, times Q is, and take the square root, you come out with 8. Now, what have I told y'all to do with the mean and the standard deviation since chapter 3? Draw the what? Nine people should be telling me this. Draw the what? Draw the what?
Empirical rule.
Draw the curve. I've only said that maybe, probably 100 times. Draw the curve. And what goes in the middle? 208. And what do you do on the right side of the curve? Add or subtract?
Add.
Add 8.
So that's going to be 216 to what? 6 or 28, that'd be 224 and 232. What do you do on the left side?
Subtract.
So that's going to be 200, 192, and 180, what? 186. And I take my handy dandy highlighter out, just like I did back in chapter 3. And what's in the green area?
95%.
Which is what?
Normal.
Normal.
Priority 1 message coming in on secured channel.
And what's outside of normal?
Unusual or
Unusual. All right, I'm gonna let you read the next question. I'm gonna pull this down, and I want
What
you
is
to
that?
read.
I mean, what is that supposed to show you though? I'm lost.
Okay, you're not telling me.
I don't
lost.
understand why you have to go back to the empirical rule is what I'm asking.
Well-
Why do we have to go back to that?
Let me finish. Hold on. What does it say right here? What does it say in B? Would it be what? That
unusual?
means I want y'all to read it. Would it be what?
Unusual?
Unusual means what? It's either got to be in the green area or in the pink area. And what's the number they're asking?
226.
So plot 226. Where is 226?
It's an outlier. It's unusual.
So would it be unusual for 226 homicides to be conducted with people with firearms? Would it be unusual or normal?
Yes. Yes. Unusual.
Be unusual. And whichever one says that, let's see. It would not be no, okay? It would be yes. So it's either Alpha or Charlie. Which one is it? Well, I'm pointing at it for one reason.
C.
It would be Charlie, because 226 is greater than what? 224, which is 2 standard deviations. 224 is 2 standard deviations. The other one is 192. What if I asked you, what about 100 murders? Would 100 murders be unusual?
Yes.
Yes. 100 would be down here. Okay, now, who's got questions? All right, now I want you to do one. All right, you do this one. There you go. And I'm going to leave this one up for you. So write down your percent and change it into a decimal. Then subtract it from 1. And then write down n. And you got your 3 things to plug in. Or I'm sorry, 2 things, then 3 things, or whatever, however you want to do it.
Gmail.
Mr. Mance, you make me dizzy every class. Give y'all about a minute. I want y'all to at least get the standard deviation. And then we'll draw the curve together. Any of y'all ever watch Bar Rescue?
Not me.
Oh my gosh, that is my new show. I have watched like 100 episodes. Okay, I'm gonna start writing down my stuff, okay? I'm just gonna write down. I am not gonna do anything yet. So, 57P is equal to 57.8%, which does us absolutely no good. We'll change it to point what? 578. And I take my handy dandy calculator and I do 1 minus 0.578. So Q is equal to 0.422. Anybody have any questions on that? And A, what in the world is that? That sounded like a stuck pig.
My dog. My dog.
Dogs are worthless. All right, I'm just kidding. That's a joke. All right. N is equal to 400. All right, does anybody have any questions so far? All right, so mu is equal to N times P. So that means mu is equal to 400 times 0.578. Take our handy dandy calculator. And I'm going to take 400 times 0.578. I got 231. What'd y'all get?
I got the same thing.
Good job. Everybody get 231? Good job.
Yes.
All right, now I want everybody to find the standard deviation.
Is it 10?
Say again?
10? Because I rounded
Well,
to
I
the
don't know.
whole
I got
number.
to do it. I haven't done it yet.
Oh,
Square root.
you take the N times P and you take the square root of that and then 0.422.
You got to take the square root of the whole thing.
Yeah.
So that's equal to, I'm going to do it in the calculator.
How do you do that in a calculator?
231 times 0.422. 97 square root of 97.482. And I don't use the radical, so I change it to 97.482 raised to the 0.5 power.
So I need to round that.
Raise it. Don't round until the end.
No, you rounded the mu to find the mu. You rounded it because it was 2.231.2. So you rounded it 231.
Yeah, because you can't have a 0.2 of a body of a person.
Okay, let me
Or a
erase
household.
that. So now, how do you take the square roots? You got 97.
Raise it to the 0.5 power.
Okay, so 97.
And I got 10. You were right. Good
10.
job.
I was off by like 0.2. So
Well, it should be 10.
yeah, no. I mean, I got that right, but what I
Good.
got wrong was when I did the 231.2.
That's all right. You still got it right. So now we're going to draw the what? We're going to draw the curve. We're going to draw the curve. 231. This is easy because the standard deviation is 10. So you don't need a calculator for this. 241, 251, 261, 221, 211, 201.
And you always start in the middle on 231, right?
Yep.
Your mean 231.
Yep.
And you add, what did you add to it? 10?
You always
that's-
add the standard deviation. Remember
Add
chapter
standard
3.
deviation. 10, okay.
Now, y'all know why I did all that in chapter 3 now. And you,
Yes, sometimes.
this is all you're going to be doing in chapter 7.
Great.
Normal and, oh, I'm using the wrong color. And look at it this way. As I told my section 10 class this morning, I brought up other statistics classes. Do you know there's one class on the Pendleton campus? They started with 30 people. You know how many's left?
I don't know.
Count them on one hand.
About how I feel right now.
How many has dropped out of this class? We started with like 13. We got like 11 still on the roll. So what I'm trying to tell you is you're going to make it. Just like the section 10 class, they were singing the blues this morning.
I'm just ready for it to be over.
Well, I'm talking about the 12010 class.
No, I'm ready for this to be over.
Oh,
I
that makes me feel real good.
Well, it's not.
Really helps
It's not
me
the
out.
teacher. It's not the teacher. I'm
You're frustrated and tired,
very badly.
and you just came off how many hours working?
About 12 and a half.
Okay, that's where the problem is. It's not because you can't do the material, you're just tired. All right, so what's the magic number that they want us to check? Let's go back to our question. And what's the number they want us to check? That means I want somebody to say it.
261.
And 261, where does it fall? Does it fall in the green or the pink?
Pink.
And pink, so that means it's unusual. So, the answer to A is,
What did my
Hello.
unusual?
let's see, the answer to A is 231. And the answer to B, it fell into pink. So that means it is unusual because 261 is greater than 2 standard deviations. Now, those are 2 good test questions.
All right. Well, hold on a minute. I need to go back to that empirical rule. So hold on.
Okay.
Is 261 is greater than what?
Where is the green? 1 standard deviation, 2 standard deviations. 261 is greater than what? 2 standard deviations.
What happened to the yellow? There used to be yellow.
You can do it yellow if you want to. I just made it all red. You can make this yellow. Yellow is unusual, isn't it?
Oh, man. I need to just quit for the day.
Unusual is outliers and unusual. The main thing is I taught you from chapter 2. If it falls in the green area, it's what?
Normal.
If it falls outside the green area, it's what?
Unusual.
There you go.
And it's great. You said it was greater than what? 261.
2 standard deviations. Look down here.
It's greater than 231, correct?
No, 2 standard deviations. How many boxes do I have right here? What? Hold on. This is 1 box. And this is 2 boxes, right? This is 1 box. And this is 2 boxes. That's the same thing as saying 2 standard deviations. It falls outside of 2 boxes. It falls outside the green. The green is 2 standard deviations to the right and 2 standard deviations to the left. That's the green area. Now, what they're saying right here, when you read this right here, that E right there, that says, yes, because 261 falls outside the green area. That's what it means. That's what 2 standard deviations mean. This right here means the green area. All right. Now let's go to another question.
Let's just go to bed. Can we do that?
Let's go to the next one. This is 6.241/13. 6.241/16. I'm sorry, 13. Okay. Now I think this is one that I wanted you to mark, because if you can do this problem, you can do all of chapter 6, 6.1 and 6.2.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. 14 jurors are randomly selected. It is known that 40%, somebody tell me what that is.
0.040.
P is equal to 40. And I'm going to change that to 0.40, correct? Therefore, what is Q?
0.6.
Good job.
And then
Okay,
I don't
that's all they're asking right now.
I hate the way they word these questions.
Well, that's why I go over them, because I know they're
don't
confusing.
make sense.
A, what proportion, and it says right here, of the jurors, 2 are minorities. So
Wait a minute, where's your N at? Is it 3 million?
N is, no, that's the, you know why they put that 3 million in there?
No.
To throw you off.
Because you always say N is the biggest number.
14.
Okay, so 14. N is equal to 14.
So when you, I need you to write down this question, and I need you to put a big A X through the 3 million, because they're trying to throw you off.
All right, well, you don't change nothing because I'm trying to write it down.
And 2 are minorities. Okay, everybody got everything written?
No, you know it takes me a long time to write.
Tell me when you're ready.
I can wait and do this another night.
No, you're not going to do it another night. Just tell me if you got it written.
And 2 is the minority. A, B, C. Okay.
Okay, now the first question is a basic math question. What proportion of the jury is minority? Well, they tell you how many are minority right there, 2, and how many are on the jury?
Out of 14.
There you go, 14. And that's how you do the first one. So somebody give me 4 digits, or I'll do it. That's okay, I'll do it.
0.1428.
Everybody got that?
And when I'm rounding, if it's 5 and down, it stays the same, and 6 and up, it rounds up, right?
5 and up, yes.
5 and up, okay.
I always round to 4 digits as a general rule.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, down.
Okay, now B. If 14 jurors are randomly selected where 40% are minorities, what is the probability that 2 or fewer jurors will be minorities? 2 or fewer. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write a number line. 0 jurors, 1 juror, 2 jurors, 3 jurors, 4 jurors, 5 jurors, 6 jurors, 7 jurors, ... 13 jurors, and 14 jurors. So our number line goes to 14. Everybody got that?
Hang on.
That represents the number of jurors on this jury.
Okay.
Does everybody understand why I did that?
1 through 14.
Now, what does the word 2 or fewer jurors, I want you to highlight that. What does that mean?
2 or less.
2 or less. And I want you to write above that, where you highlighted the 2 or fewers, I want you to put above it 2 or less. So I'm going to take my highlighter and I'm going to highlight 2 or less. I'll write that down. 2 or less. And I'm going to put that in blue right above it. 2 or less. Do y'all remember algebra where you highlighted the whole number line? Why didn't I highlight the number line? Why did I put just dot? Somebody tell me why I put just dots. Because in chapter 6, we only deal with what?
Whole numbers.
whole numbers. That's why I highlighted 0, 1, and 2. Now, somebody tell me how I find the probability of 0. Remember, we have N, we have P. What if I want to find the probability of 0, 1, and 2? Now, I'm not talking about mean and standard deviation. We did that on the last problem. How do I find the probability of 0, 1, and 2 with N and P? Now, we're not using mu and standard deviation, not those formulas. What do we do?
Don't you add them or multiply them together?
Add what? Tell me what I add.
The points, 0, anything 2 and less.
The probability of 0, 1, and 2, right?
Yeah, so 0
But
plus
how
1
do I
plus
get
2.
those probabilities?
You highlighted them.
I know, but how do I mathematically get them?
Anything less than 2. 2 or less.
Yeah, but how do I mathematically get? Hold on, I'm giving you something here. How do I mathematically get 2 or less? What do I use?
It's CDF, binomial CDF. It's
Good
cumulative
job.
because cumulative is the inequalities.
Yep. So I'm going to, now there's another way I can do it, and it's the long way, and I'm going to show you. I'm just going to write it down. NP0 plus NP1 plus NP2. That's if I just used the PDF. If I just use PDF, I would have to do 3 separate. I'd have to do 14.40, 14.4, I meant 0.4 and 1, and 14.4 and 2, and add those 3 together. But since our calculators have cumulative, we're going to take our handy dandy calculator and we're going to do the cumulative function. So I want everybody to do the cumulative function on their calculator. And here we go. Hold on. There we go. And that will be second. I'm going to write it down for you. I'm going to do it in red. And I'll show you this in just a second. Second, vars, binomial, CDF, and then type in N, 14, P is 0.4, and X is 2. Okay, so I'm going to do that now. Second, vars, and I didn't hit second, I'm sorry. Second, vars, binomial, cumulative, which is CDF.
Is it
Now,
8?
if you've got an older calculator, hold on and I'll tell you what the older calculator will look like. 14, comma, or 14.4 and 2. If you have an older calculator, it's going to give you this parenthesis right here. And you've got to type in NPX in that order. So you type in 14, then you'd hit the comma, then 0.4, comma, and 2, and close parentheses. If you do it on the old calculator or the new calculator, you'll come up with 0.0398.
Okay. Where did the, okay, I see where the 14 came, because that's your like total population of jurors, comma, 0.4. Is that right?
Yep.
I thought it was 0.40. How'd you get 0.4?
Same thing.
Okay. 0.4, and then
2.
where did the 2 come from? The minority?
No. The question asked, Remember me telling you to highlight 2 or fewer?
So the 2 is the fewer.
They'll
That's
give
the
you
2.
that. Yes, they'll give you that.
Okay, close parenthesis and enter.
Yep.
0.0398.
There you go.
And what do you call that? That's the answer
That's
to
the
B.
probability that highlight what I told you to highlight right here. Probability of 2 or what?
Fewer.
Fewer, 2 or less.
Fewer jurors or minorities. Okay, now what does C say?
All right.
Now remember, before you answer C, because C is kind of subjective, because you're not given a number, you're given an opinion. If you were the attorney for defending a person and you had a pool of 3 million people, what would you say about the jury?
You can't do it.
Yeah, because there's not enough minorities on the jury. So let's type in our answers. So A is 0.14. Okay. Oh, I didn't type in a 1. There we go. And what is, it says round to 4 decimal places, 0.0398. And which one says the jury sucks?
C.
Check it now. It's either C or D. Read the whole sentence. Remember the 3 million.
D.
D is in Delta. Because you're coming from 3 million people. There should be more than 2 minorities on there. Now that's a good question, so make sure you make a note of that one. All right, let's do a nerd. This is 6.23512. 6.23512. 6.235/12. I want you to read the question, and I want you to go ahead and tell me what N and what P are. So go ahead and write the question down. All right. Now, the first question has to deal with what we learned back in 6.1. The experiment is performed a fixed number of times. Is there any way you're going to change that 17 flights? Now, you don't work at the airport. You are a statistician with the airport, and they give you this problem. Is there any way you can change that 17 flights? No.
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 So it's a fixed number of times. The probability of success is the same as the probability of whatever. Well, let me ask you a question. Either you show up on time with a flight, or you don't show up on time. Now, if you don't show up on time, what does that mean? You're early or what?
Late.
Late. So what is the probability of showing up on time? 0.5. What's the probability of not showing up on time?
0.5.
So that takes care of E. F. Can you go back and redo a flight?
No.
No. So you can't go back. You can't redo that. So it's exclusive. And the trials are independent because you can't go back and redo a flight. So you need to mark those 4 things right there. Those are the 4 tests for a binomial probability.
Let me write them down, because they might swap
Okay.
them when I do the question again.
And they're in your notes also from the slide that we went over in 6.1.
We didn't go over that. We didn't have 6.2. It's in 6.2 and it's in the class.
Oh, it is?
That's the night that the computers were down and we didn't even have 6.2.
Okay. Well, you had the video. And I never figured out what was wrong with the video. I meant I never figured out what was wrong with, never has done it again. I don't know what was wrong with it.
Something wrong on their end.
Yeah, it was Teams. It was not Tri-County. It wasn't my computer and it wasn't y'all's computer. It was Teams.
Blackboard went down today.
Wait until the end of the semester.
Look, I'm
And
just
let me
trying
tell
to
you,
get. I'm just trying to get through the next 4 weeks.
If
is
you
all I'm
have
trying to do.
something due, if you have something due the last day of class, don't depend on Blackboard. You better get it done the day before class.
I have a question about that project.
I'm not going to worry about it.
So I don't have to do it.
I didn't say that.
Oh, okay. So do I get a grade for it even if I don't do it?
I'm going to try to. I can't say anything on that.
Okay. Okay. Enough said.
I'm trying to. For some reason, all my students are rebelling and saying they don't want to do it. So I really can't do anything about that.
That's right. That's exactly right. I can't find any Skittles to work with, so
Oh, come on. Really?
No, but that's my damn excuse.
Okay.
All the Skittles are gone.
Okay, that's
from
good.
Easter.
Yeah,
I
we
feel like if you get A's or B's, you get passing grades on your test, and you can pass the final. Then why the hell do you have to do a bullshit project?
Well, my department head asked everybody how the projects were doing, and about 3 teachers said, my students don't want to do it. And my department head said, well, you can't make them do it. And that's all she said. So I picked up on that as soon as she said that. So
Good.
all right. So here we go. All right. What does exactly mean as far as PDF or CDF?
No more, no less.
It means equals, and that means PDF.
PDF.
So I want you to highlight the word exactly, and I want you to put PDF. So I want everybody to do PDF for me now.
Hang on.
So I'm going to
Sorry.
put A.
I have a bad habit of writing all of it down.
Binomial, but you got to get out of that. Binomial PDF. And somebody tell me what N is.
N is 85 because it's the biggest number, correct?
No, that's a percent.
0.85.
Yeah, but what is N?
12 for that one.
I'm sorry, somebody
17?
said something. 17. And P, like you said, is 0.85. And what is X?
X and Q are the same thing, correct?
No, the question's B. What does B say?
12.
12.
Okay.
So I need everybody
second
to
variable.
do, I need everybody to do 17.85 and 12.
Okay, so 17.85, comma, 12, close parenthesis, 0.067,
Give me 4 digits. Is that all there is?
0.0668.
And let's type that in. 0.0668. Now I'm going to show y'all something before we go on to the next problem. I'm going to do my number line again. Zero flights, 1 flight, 2 flights, 3 flights, 4 flights, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 is right here. Okay, now what did we just find? We just found exactly what? 12. So I put a little bitty dot on 12. That's what we found. Now what does B say? Let's go to B and see what it says. Or I'm sorry. What does, now be careful here before you blurt out an answer. Be careful. What does fewer than 12 flights mean?
Below 12, 12 and under?
Less than 12.
12 and under, so doesn't it include 12?
No.
Okay, so I'm going to take my highlighter. I'm going to take my black pen, and I'm going to put, or this is what, C, and that's B. C says fewer than 12. And I'm going to color that blue. Fewer than 12. Fewer than 12 means 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, or 3, 2, 0. Now, I am not going to type in each one of those and add them together. So instead of using PDF, I'm going to use CDF, and you got to use 11 because you can't use 12.
So 11.
So binomial CDF 17.85 and 11. And somebody give me 4 digits, please.
0.0319.
0.0319. Okay, so I'm going to type that in.
PDF and calculator. I'm writing
Okay,
there.
and it says round to the nearest whole number. Okay, wait a minute.
There ain't no whole number.
Somebody multiply, let's say move the decimal 2 places to the right. 1, 2, so that's going to be 67.
Wait, what is 67?
Read the question. In 100 trials of the experiment, it is expected wait a minute. In 100 trials of this experiment, it is expected about blank. Oh, 7. 7. You got to move the decimal on 0.0668. This question goes with it. So that will be 6.68, which is 7 flights will be on time.
So you don't do the CDF for that one?
Well, the next question you do. I didn't know they were going to ask that.
So C is 7?
Yeah. No.
B.
B, the second part of B. They asked that question. I didn't know they were going to ask that question. Okay. So you
It's
move
7.
the decimal 2 places to the right. Okay, now C. Okay, 4 decimal places will be 0.0319. And what if you have 100? Move the decimal places 2 places. How many flights?
3.19.
3 flights, because you don't have 1.19 of a flight.
Okay.
So
Okay.
3 flights. It is expected about 3 to result in fewer than 12 flights being on time. Okay, now let's read D. What does D say?
Damn, these some long
D
questions.
says, find and interpret at least 12. Now, I need everybody to think about what at least 12 means. I want you to highlight at least 12, and I want you to put out to the side, lowest number is 12. So I'm going to put D right here. I'm going to do it in green. Let me find a fluorescent green. Where is my fluorescent green? There it is. D. At least 12. At least 12 means the lowest number is 12. So I want somebody to tell me, how do I say the lowest number is 12 on my number line? I highlight 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and what? 17.
17.
So at least means 12 and up, not
That's
fewer.
what it means.
Fewer
Yes.
means less than.
Yes. Okay, now I'm gonna put something on you right now, and I want you to think about it. Now, we talked about this in 6.1. What do all of these probabilities equal?
1.
1.
1. Okay, I want you to put that right there, 1.0. All of these probabilities equal 1. Somebody tell me what the probabilities of blues are.
Is it a little less 1?
0.0319. That's the blue, right?
Yeah.
What is the green? What's left, right?
Yeah.
The green is what's left. Does everybody agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
So I can add up all of 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, or I can take 1 and subtract the blue probability.
Which would be 11.
0.0319. And somebody do that for me. And that's going to equal the green.
0.9681.
9681. And that is the probability of the green.
It's a whole darn sheet of paper.
Well, we got D. We still got D left.
That's what I just did. Is that not D?
Well, A, we didn't put A up here. So this is, next one is E.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, so we got to type in 0.9681. So I'm going to punch in 0.9681. 0.9681. And if I have 100 flights, what does that mean?
Move the decimal to the right 2 places.
Yeah, that's going to be 98. I don't think that's right. 98 or
What-
97.
Wouldn't it be 10 flights?
Why did I get? It's supposed to be 10 flights, but why did I get? Did I not type that in right?
You said 0.9681.
That's right. If you do 100 trials, that's multiplying 100 times 96. I'm gonna say 10 flights, but hold on a second. No, it's not. It should be 100. I mean, 97. Move it 2 places to the right. Okay, now I'm going to let y'all do this one. What does E say? E says, find the probability between what?
Between
10 and 12. Somebody tell me what number is between 10 and 12.
11.
So you're not going to use 10 and 12. You're just going to use what?
11.
11. So I'm going to take my handy dandy pink highlighter. And the only number between 10 and 12 is what? 11. So you're going to do CDF 17.85 and 11. So I'm going to write that on the next page. So E, and I'm going to do it in pink. E is between, and I got to make it big right here, between 10 and 11 or 12 flights. What is the probability of between 10 and 12 flights? Well, that's 11. The only number between 10 and 12 is 11. So that's going to be 17, comma, 0.85. And that's going to be CDF or PDF, binomial, PDF. And I need somebody to give me 4 digits, please.
.319.
0.319 and no other digits?
Gmail.
You said 4, right?
Yeah, there's no other digits?
.31. Sorry, .3187.
Okay.
Yeah, 0.3187. Because the next digit's a 0.
All right, 0.3187. Okay, check that again.
Is it .03187?
Hold on.
Add a 0.
.03187.
3187.
I don't need the 7. Be a
Okay.
0,
Well, it'd be
9.
9. Change it to a 9 then. Yeah.
Okay, something's wrong. Let's see, binomial, second, vars, binomial, PDF, and that's going to be 17. P is 0.85. And the last is 11.
Ready to be done with this class for the day.
0.0236. 0.0236.
Put a new one on.
So 0.0236.
What did we do wrong?
Okay, I don't have any idea what we did wrong. I didn't get that. Find and interpret the probability that between 10 and 12 flights. Oh, shoot. It says inclusive. That means you include 10 and 12. I'm sorry, I led you astray. I didn't see that word. So now you got to do 10, 11, and 12. So you got to add all 3 of them. I'm sorry. I led you astray. I messed you up on that one. So I'm going to redo it right here. I'm sorry. So you got to do 17.8510 plus 17.85 and 11.
I can't read that pink handwriting.
Hold on, let me finish. 17.85 and 12. So you got to do all three. So I'm going to do it on the calculator so you can see it better. So I've got to do all three of them. So let's do all three of them. So clear. And I'm trying to clear everything. I'm sorry. I feel bad about that. I wish they would just, I guess I should have read it. Sometimes I don't read good.
Just
I'm a
make
guy.
sure on the test you don't do that.
Okay. All right, here we go. So second VARS, binomial PDF, and 17.85 and 10. So I need somebody to write down. Just write it down, please. Okay, 0.0065. 0.0065. And now I'm going to hit second, enter, and put 11.0236. And last one, second, enter, and change that to 12. 0.0668. Somebody add those up for me, please. 0668, 0236, and 0065.
.0969.
That's your answer. 0.0969. I apologize. 0.0969 and move decimal place, that'd be 10 flights. Because you move the decimal place 2 places to the right, and that would be 9.69, which is 10 flights. All right, that's enough for tonight.
Thank you. I'm burning out.
Everybody rest and take a chill pill. We'll continue this Thursday night. Y'all have a good night, and I'll see y'all because I got to be somewhere at 8 o'clock. I'm dreading. See y'all.
See you. Have a nice night.
All right, make sure you leave, okay? Because if I force you out, that basically says that you hadn't been participating. Oh, me, oh my. Miss Costanzo, are you leaving?